What's up, guys? This is the Vinyl Casket, home to the lamest tastes. My name is Nick. I am hydrated. And today we are doing a live album review. This is the 2022 album by hardcore band Terror, Pain into Power. It's really cool because I think this is the first album review. I know I haven't done a lot, but this is the first one I'm doing on a hardcore album. Hardcore is a genre that I really fancy. I love all different eras of it, from late early to late 80s, 90s, 2000s, mid 2000s, and current age hardcore. Um it's very prominent in New York, Long Island, especially in the late 90s, early 2000s. Um and it's just really, it's a fun genre. It's a fun genre. It's heavy, but it's like in between screams and yelling. It's fast paced, kind of like punk from like that era. But let's just talk about this album. So Terror is an LA based band. They've been around for years, and I would say their sound is the most. I'll define it as traditional in the modern age of hardcore. So if you want to hear a traditional heavy hardcore band that is reminiscent of past acts that define the genre and also relatable to current bands making hardcore, that in between, like, this is what you consider traditional. Like some of these bands like Sanction from Long Island, you would say are more new age. Knocked Loose, more new age, involving more metalcore and screaming and fat, different things. But Terror involves stuff that you can just say, okay, this is hardcore. This is the most traditional form of hardcore, but it's modern music. I love it. This album came out May 6th of this year, so this is earlier this month as the time of recording this live. It has 10 songs. It runs a runtime of 18 minutes and 15 seconds, which is the coolest thing here. That's hardcore. It's that punk theme of just being fast paced and incredibly just like short. First song is less than a minute. The whole theme of this album is so good. It's just brotherhood, hardcore, what it means, sticking to hardcore, loving each other, having that bond of like of importance and just being who you are and not letting like the system get you down, and like togetherness. It is probably one of the best albums they put out in a while. I got some cool features with Corpse Grinder, Todd Jones, and Crystal Pack and Madison Watkins. Um, my favorite song, I would think, probably Unashamed or Prepare for the Worst. Um, I think this album is it's good because just Scott Vogel, the frontman, lead vocalist of this band, is just, he's got the a really mid range, perfect middle ground delivery. It's his voice is in between yelling and metalcore screams, but when he needs to, he can do those screams. When he needs to, he'll just yell. So his basic delivery is in the middle of those two extremes, so that he can go to those extremes to essentially to express and give like importance to those different parts. And I think that's perfect. His voice, it's so good. The artwork for this album cover is super reminiscent to like Agnostic Front or one of my favorite hardcore bands, Backtrack. And I really vibe with that. I love the album. The title track, which is the intro track here, is perfect. It gives you that. It's like that anthem, quick, like, okay, that's what this album is. It is just hardcore bangers. It's just fast paced, move around. They got chants, everything you need out of a hardcore album. And I know I keep saying that, and it's hard to describe, but it is with the re-rise, with the rebirth of hardcore in the last couple of years. That's like 5 years. Uh, this traditional band that stuck it, from it dying out, hardcore dying out in like the early 2000s to coming back here in like 2018, 19, now 22. Um, they've been putting out the same type of music over and over again and just getting better, instrumentally getting better, delivery getting better, and just having the same vibe and the same just professionalism. And they've just been around for so long, and they just keep putting out really good music, and they kept the scene going, inspiring kids to make hardcore music to the point now that hardcore is back. It's way more popular than traditional metalcore or pop punk or any of that, even though pop punk always keeps to try to come back. Hardcore's been that, like, with Knock Loose blowing up, Counterparts being right alongside Terror, constantly putting out music along with other California acts, including Rotting Out. But this album, Pain into Power, is, I would say, a 5 out of 5 album. It's beautiful from start to finish. It's only 18 minutes, so clearly give it a listen if you like heavy music. I think you'll like this, and it'll inspire you to get into some of their old music and a lot of their new music. And other bands associated, such as Rotting Out, Counterparts, Harm's Way. I'm trying to think of some other bands that might, obviously old bands like Minor Threat and Agnostic Front, Madball. Um, I think that this is the perfect intro band and a perfect intro album for someone who likes a hardcore or wants to get into hardcore or just enjoys traditional hardcore. With that being said, this is the Vinyl Casket. I am Nick. This is home to the lamest place. You can check out my YouTube channel at The Vinyl Casket, where you can subscribe, like, and comment for more. Let me know how you feel about this album or other albums you want me to check out. And remember to do me a major favor and stay lame.